Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Darkest Dungeons. So we're doing the thing we spent the end of the last episode setting up. Now it's time to do it. But I did notice something real quick. Cavalier is wasting, and we don't have any blood for him. So it's possible he just dies, I guess? I'm not really sure what's going to happen here. Alright, yep, wasting heroes in town 1, leave enough blood for them or they may die. I guess we're just going to have to hope he doesn't. I don't know, it's not a great feeling, but this is where we are. So I like medicinal herbs, I like holy water. Holy water can be useful here. The laudanum seems to, as far as we've seen so far at least, and maybe this is not the case in later tiers, but as far as I can tell, all the laudanum does right now is protect us from that one thing that the madman does, so I really don't think it's worth bringing any of that. I pretty much always bring a key, and yeah, that's probably fine. Yeah. Should we bring more torches? I've been playing it a little close with the torches. We could maybe afford to bring like 2 more. Yeah, just like a couple more. Sure. Nothing I can do, man. Boy, I sure hope that guy doesn't die. Like, but that's all I can do is hope. That's a grim place to be. It's true, there are tentacled lurkers.
These salt-soaked caverns are teeming with pelagic nightmares. They must be flushed out.
So, complete 100% of room battles is the one I like less of the 2 very common mission types. Partially because it has a very high variance. Sometimes you end up having to go to actually every room in the dungeon to pull this off just because of the way that the battle rooms are scattered around. It's really hard to know exactly how much you'll have to be put through. So what are we going to do here? Are we going to stun somebody? Now let's just hack this dude up. You have 6 speed. Yeah, we can probably take this guy. If the occultist can get in on it... No, it's probably going to take 3 hits to kill him, isn't it? Shoot. Well, the Bola will hit him for 2 to 5. This is not great, actually. Kind of a not great position here. Yeah, let's just put a little bit more damage on him. 5's pretty good. Alright, I believe in you. No, all he had to do was not do minimum damage. This is a bad start. Alright, well, our leper... Oh, we didn't swap his skills around. Let me fix that here. The leper has a front 2 targets attack that feels a lot like Zealous Accusation. It does more damage, obviously, but has the lower accuracy. This guy we can't hit with Collect Bounty. I can't stun him. Honestly, I would probably go for the stun if this guy had a stun that could hit him. Alright, no more of that ever.
Maintain the offensive.
And I guess the question is, do we want to kill this guy? Nah. The sea maggots don't hit that hard. Let's take a moment and get some restoring. Let's rebuild a little bit. I don't know. Just don't take your turn. All I need is for you to not kill that sea maggot. Oh, that's a shame. I was really hoping that our well, the game's not going to ding us for delaying things just yet. Let's just rebuild a little bit here.
Inspiration and improvement.
Oh no, the brine. It is possible to get diseases from the brine, so I guess maybe I'm tempting fate a little bit here.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Ooh. Well, there's absolutely no reason not to equip that. Alright, before we do anything else, let me remember to do this. Do I want to take Intimidate over Purge or Withstand. Withstand is not a bad ability. It's not great, but it's not bad. Yeah, let's take Intimidate. You know, I really, really like to be able to deal damage. I think that's probably pretty clear to everybody at this point. Also, I don't think I've ever met anyone who bleeds as loudly as every character in Darkest Dungeon does. Their blood is like weirdly pressurized, and it must have the consistency like a gel almost, you know, in order for it to make that sound every time they bleed a little bit. Alright, the Shaman is still the highest priority target, even though he's taken his turn, because we really don't want him getting another one. So let's see if we can't do the thing. Ah, but I've left myself in a position where I cannot attack him with the Bounty Hunter, because I don't have the Caltrops. Alright, that's fine. Let's just drop a stun. Alright, I believe in you. My trust was not misplaced. This is a real thing. Video game characters behave much better if you just, you know, pep talk them every once in a while. They need the confidence. Okay, so unfortunately, this sucks. Unfortunately, this sucks. We could lower somebody's damage and prot, do a single damage, or we could just start hacking at him. I hate to attack a guy who's at 58% prot. That feels pretty bad. Fishing for crits, you know. Obviously, we want to kill the guy in the middle, but that's going to require laying a stun onto his guardian. Like this. Then we give him the fish knife. That attack may as well be called the fish knife. Do I blind fire and pray for the 1 in 3? Or do I just do an attack that probably is not going to be relevant? Because the leper is going to hit... If the leper hits at all, he's going to hit hard enough to kill this guy. Yeah, let's blind fire. We might get lucky.
Precision and power.
Didn't get lucky. That's okay. It does boost her speed every time you do that. Well, that's annoying. That said, a Hue will still hit him. If you use an attack that hits both a person being guarded and the person guarding them, it actually does hit them.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
And like I was saying earlier, lepers do really good damage. There's no two ways about that one. I suppose we started on this guy. 4 health is a significant amount of... Here, I'll mark him too. 4 health is a significant number of hits when you have 58% and you're playing against level 2 guys, or level 1 guys, so... Oh, actually, we're attacking the guy in the 3rd row. The Bounty Hunter's attack that does bonus damage versus marked enemies doesn't hit the 3rd row. Let's see if we can swap this guy forward a little bit. There we go. Now we can kill him properly. Ten's not a bad start. Do I think you can get him for... You have to crit to kill him? Why don't you just mark the other guy? So now we could shoot this guy with the sniper and possibly kill him. But I'm going to shoot the guy in the back instead, hoping that the leper will get the job done. I think he should be able to do it, and he has a pretty good chance of going before this guy does. Yeah. Due to his higher speed. Apparently they pass when they're in the back row. They just don't have any back row attacks. I did not realize that. Man, dudes are a little too tough. Okay, so there are 2 different kinds of marks, and this this is a thing that may become relevant as we continue on into this dungeon. Some marks reduce... Okay, Wayne, calm down. Some marks reduce the enemy's dodge. Other marks reduce the enemy's prot. It may actually be more beneficial for us to use the Bounty Hunter's mark in situations like this. Alright, there's no... Yeah, everything has the same hit chance, so just shoot him. That would have been an okay time to use bolas if it had turned out that bolas had higher accuracy or something.
That overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Okay, well, we're at 76 light. I'll just go ahead and use a torch. And for some reason, when I pressed the auto torch button, it took a torch out of the big stack rather than the small stack, which is strange. It just takes the it takes it out of the stack that is indexed first in your inventory. Okay, I didn't do it on purpose, but we actually ended up coming in here with no Crimson Curse. So this is blood we can take home if Cavalier can manage to survive the night. Yeah, these jellyfish dudes are not exactly terrifying. I think we'll just focus in on this guy. If we get a little bit lucky with the Arbalest, we might be able to kill him before he gets a turn. Alright, just had to hit the upper half of her damage range. Yeah, I really like the Leper. I think the Leper has a lot in common, effectiveness-wise, sort of offensively, with the Crusader. With the trade-off being that the Leper does a lot of damage, like really a lot.
Brought low and driven into the mud.
Wait, I can't just... There we go. But the trade-off is that the Leper has no other stuff, whereas the Crusader, he can have a little bit of stress heal, or he has an actual, like, targeted heal and stuff. The Leper is just smash, smash, smash. Be tough and smash. I guess we'll just light this, like, I don't really want to make room for it.
Victory.
Okay, crests. I'd really like to find some more deeds. Deeds and busts. Basically, not the things that we are finding. Alright, come on, good scouting. Well, that's a battle. We have to go this way, so... You're tough. There's a chance for them to cut their hand, I think, on the barnacle-encrusted chest. So I figured, give it to the Leper. He won't even feel it. Alright, we caught him off guard. This is good news, because screw this guy, and also this guy. He's still got 11 health left. That's not awesome. Right, we definitely have to take out the Thrall. It doesn't have to be this turn, but it does have to be before he gets his action next turn. Wow, that is some bad damage. That is some much better damage. This doesn't lower his stress, does it? No, it's just a heal on the buff. If you want stress reduction, he has to take his thing where he begs the enemy to attack him. That is something that I was hoping to prevent from happening. Sorry, we just have to take him down fast. Ooh, wow. They are really laying into him. I kind of appreciate that they're stacking it up all on one person, though. Called your bluff, friend. Who are you? I don't know that it makes a lot of sense for us to spend effort mocking a guy who's dead. He can't hear that.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
So now the question is, do we do Solemnity? Because we're definitely going to heal him with the Occultist on the next turn. Now I think we can just work toward the end of the battle here. You're not going to kill him, are you? You know what? Aw. A stun would have been really good there. As always, the bonus healing received buff combines really, really well with the large potential values. So I'm going to bleed for 3, and then I think 1 after that, because I think the 2 damage bleed was applied 1 turn before. But even if it is 3 and 3, that's only 6 damage. Yeah, I don't need to use the self-heal. I just need to give him another little bit of assistance here. And I think the odds are very... Wow. Okay, well... He maybe needs a bandage. Here's the thing. If we can kill the Pelagic Guardian before the leper's turn, that bleed won't tick on him at all. And we'll get to bandage him out of our inventory before we move. So let's try for that. Because honestly, I don't think the bandage...
These nightmarish creatures can be felled.
There we go.
They can be beaten.
I don't think the bandage has too much effect on the curios in the cove. It's just that we had that bandage for free because the Arbalist brings a bandage for free. It's a lot of crests already. Alright, tell me this room is empty. It is not. Are you higher than she is? Yes, you are. In fact, you are the only one who is good at disarming traps. So now the question is, where do I intend to camp? Because I could just stop torching up, right? We lose relatively little torch over while backtracking. And then we can just make camp here. That's probably okay. I'll give that a try. Alright, we have an opportunity to get rid of her. I think I'd rather just... The knife has a 5% lower chance to hit than Abyssal Artillery does. And the damage difference between them is only a single point. Let's just try to make sure we hit her, because I would really love it. I would really love it if we could get this done, is what I was about to say. Well, it looks like no chance now. The Grouper has 5 dodge and the Brawler doesn't. I mean, we could still do this. We just have to crit. Well, she rolled maximum damage. I believe that she was trying. Unfortunately, the average speed... Wow. Man, these things crit all the time. The average speed of this party is pretty high, and so I was afraid they were all going to get to go again before we did. Right? Like 7, 6, 6, 5. Our party today, not that fast. We have a 2 and a 3. But I guess the occultist knows what he's doing. Do we want to just throw a stun? There's a pretty good chance of getting the kill here. Left him with 1. Man. Yeah, these guys are hitting pretty hard. You know, this is the danger of fighting in the dark. Even if it's not all the way dark, enemy crit chances go up so much. Wow. So do ours. It's fair to say. I mean, we have to kill this guy, right? Do I want to shoot the bola at him? There's a chance that this hits for 2 damage, and that would be really disappointing. But the blind fire only had a 50% chance to hit him, so...
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
What are we going to drop? Because I'm definitely not going to just leave portraits. I mean, Citrine's only 250 gold. That's why we opened it with the person who has the highest health. So yeah, I'm just gonna walk all the way back to this room, make camp there, and we'll take care of everybody's health and stuff. And camping will open up 2 inventory spaces because we're gonna eat 8 food. Well, now I'm a little nervous about eating 8 food. That hunger event coming up again is a little bit worrying. Alright, so when you re-enter a hallway that you already passed, there's a chance for a fight to spawn. So I didn't want to extinguish our torch all the way until we were clear of that stuff.
melting the hearts of men.
Oh. Okay. That's very interesting. We'll talk about this in a minute. If we interact with that, we're not doing it until the very end. So let's just go ahead and make our camp and
Huddled together. Furtive.
I don't think this party's ready for that.
Rats in a maze.
So if you're not familiar with what that thing was, placing a torch into that horrific little statue causes it summons a terrifying beast. And the terrifying beast has incredibly cool loot. He has the best item in the game on him. I mean, I guess I don't know that that's still true because there's new stuff. But man, oh man, some of his loot's real good. I just don't know if we can take him, this party and everything. So what do we have access to? We have field dressing. We field dress a wound. Triage actually looks pretty good here. At a time cost of 3, it just heals us all to full. Uh-oh. We don't have a nighttime ambush prevention. Well, it's not the end of the world. I make a bigger deal of it than I think is maybe strictly necessary because it really can suck. But, I mean, effectively it's just an extra fight, right? It's an extra fight that happens under crummy conditions, but I think we can deal with it. The other thing I didn't bring a huge amount of is stress relief. We can do this, which will buff up our leper and lower his stress. We have a lot of self buffs. He can stress himself out a little bit to dramatically boost somebody's damage. We can throw out a couple of pep talks. Yeah, let's definitely do this. It's true, a sword doesn't care who you are, it's basically just a sword. So we could go like Dark Strength and then a pair of pep talks. That'll be 6 time units. We could also do tracking. What are you at? You're at 29 stress. Dark Strength would put you up to 44. But we could probably get that down. Let the Eldritch powers course. Now we could drop his stress and distribute it out to the rest of the team, basically. That would be 1 time unit, so that would prevent us from pep talking twice. We could do like this is how we do it instead. Just really go all in on the bounty hunter being able to solve all of our problems. I think a pep talk is the way to go. So the occultist can pep talk the bounty hunter, and then the arbalist can do it to the occultist. And I think we're ready to go. And there's a small chance that we will be assaulted by monsters in the night, and you know, if it happens, it happens. I can feel my heart, it pumps strong. Yeah, sure, we're the flame, you know?
The way is lit, the path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Well, yeah, so the beast that is summoned by that altar is called the Shambler. And I don't know, man. Can this party fight the Shambler? We're all level 0. None of us have any upgraded gear or anything. There's an awful lot of flavor text here, which I will not be reading, because, hey, I was trying to discard that. I wish it didn't take an inventory space. It should, like, bind into your lore book or something, you know? There should be a little thing for this.
A fortune, waiting to be spent.
Okay, I was gonna say, it's been quiet for an awfully long time here. This fight is a real bummer for a party that's kind of slow. We're gonna take a lot of damage here. Alright, well, do I think... I mean, there's a small chance, right, that we could kill this guy before his turn if 2 of us can get in on him. Alright. 17.5% crit chance. Go! Ah, it's not quite there. And then he gets his turn. Bummer. The bounty hunter really did not take a very good shot at him. Nobody gets stress relief from that? Really? What a bummer. Okay, 14's a good start. We definitely just try to finish that guy off. I know this is not a real thing. This is me falling prey to the effect, right? Confirmation bias a little bit. But it always feels like the enemy who is at low health and who will certainly die if you can hit him one more time seems to go before all the other enemies. So I'm going to use Hugh on the leper's turn. I think for that reason I'm going to shoot at the guy who is at full health instead of the guy who's slightly injured. Because he's about to be very injured. And we almost got him. And he's injured, so he gets to go first. I'm telling you, man. Man. The bounty hunter is actually hitting far less often than the leper. It's just weird luck. There we go, finally. My suspicion is that this guy's going to get his turn no matter how much the occultist stabs him, so we may as well go for the heal, because I don't think he's going to get another turn after that. I believe. Well, I did believe. I believe less now. Seven. Okay, all I need you to do is not hit him for minimum damage. I need you to hit him first, but then also not do minimum damage. Okay. Well, this is what you get for trusting people. Pistol artillery, slightly more likely to hit than the stab. Third vial of blood, nice.
Push on to the task's end.
Wait a minute. That run that we had recently, I had a run not too long ago where I was like, man, we found a ton of blood, this is great. Was that also in the cove? Does the cove give more blood than the other areas, maybe? It would seem a little strange, but there may be a good story reason for it. Alright, let's rub some herbs on this fish, which will make it delicious and definitely safe to eat. Wow.
For a task well
okay.
Performed.
Weird. You know what? I don't think we're going to end up needing the holy water. Let's use it, though, instead of just throwing it away, right? And you. So the holy water, when used, just gives a big resist buff. So we'll take this, and we will not take those. Come on, scouting. Oh, well, I guess combat first. Then scouting. Yeah, it feels pretty bad that I can't hit the guy in the back with the bounty hunter. Let's see if we can take the stunner out of the equation. Yes, good shooting. No stress relief for anybody, though. Okay, if he hits the deep stinger with his normal attack, it will definitely kill him. Hugh is very likely to kill him. Well, he missed. So, neither attack would have done the job. Okay, that's not so bad. Given what's going on with these two, I say we refocus our efforts.
Singular strike.
Hey, look at that, Castellan's making up for past failures. Do we attack here? Because the attack's just going to hit this guy. I think maybe this is a good time for a touch-up. Because I really wanted to land this stun before doing any more fighting. He did it. He hit him for minimum damage. That's very annoying. So you have 7 speed. Yeah, if we don't kill you now, I bet you get a turn. And I certainly don't want that. Uppercut has a 125% base stun chance, so we're still above 50% on this. I'm gonna go for it. That's great. That probably means that we can kill this guy before he gets another turn. Because we should get a good fish stab off here. Nope, never mind. You know, the party does have some accuracy issues.
Success so clearly in view.
Probably just drop...
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Oh, we don't have to drop anything. What am I thinking? Somebody take this. Lowers our dodge by 2 while not really giving us a meaningful benefit to offset that, but I guess an open inventory slot is a pretty real benefit. So see, on the last couple of medium runs, I feel like we've really come right down to the end on light. This time, we're going to end the dungeon with, like, 4 torches in our inventory. Wow, 3 torches, probably. So it looks like I didn't need to buy those extra 2 after all. But, you know, a lot of it comes down to, first of all, what the optimal path through the dungeon looks like, and secondly, how many torches you find. So it's really pretty tough to predict. Minus 5 speed. Ugh. Rough. It's a shame we didn't get any scouting these last couple of hallways. Alright, you guys know the plan by now. Do I want to stun one of these guys, or... You know what? I trust that between these two they can get this done. Never mind. Should not trust. Never trust. Okay, that's a real bad start. You know, it's kind of dark, the floor is slippery, torchlight is not all that clear, it's tough for everybody. We don't have to be too worried about our health because this is the last fight. All we have to do is manage not to die. Yeah, wow, the rate of successful attacks in this fight is incredibly low. Nobody's getting anything done. Please stop guarding him. Close. It's a shame we can't target the bola at any 2 consecutive adjacent members of the enemy crew, because this would be a pretty good shot. Okay, and yeah, I do not think that it would be wise for us to go try to fight the Shambler. I just don't think this party is up to it. Our damage output is pretty good. But it's more complicated than that. There are a lot of other factors at work.
Impressive.
Yeah, not bad. A little bit of stress relief at the end of the dungeon. I don't know what the value of me also hitting the corpse was, but I'll take it.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
I mean, we can just throw something away, because we're done. Actually, the shovel was maybe the wrong thing to throw away, because I think the shovel might be usable on this. One thing that I do know is that you can use the dog treats on the clam. The giant clam likes dog treats. I was pretty surprised when I figured that out. Sorry, giant oyster. I don't know, just pry it open. You're tough. Nope, no such luck. Well, I'll tell you what. I bet that'll clot right up on the way back to town. Because I can't do this, right? It would be crazy. Yeah, I can't. No, I can't do that. No. I want to very badly, but I can't.
Wholesome marine life can flourish. If indeed there is such a thing.
I'll tell you what. I definitely would have done it if we weren't playing in the mode where you can lose the game by having too many people die. Because I'm not afraid to lose a fight, but I am kind of afraid of losing the entire game. Yeah. Yeah, we did pretty okay on crests there. And this is a really good trinket. I like this one quite a lot. It's a lot of stun chance. So what do we got? Plus speed if his health is low. Minus crit on his range skills, pretty irrelevant. Move resistance and plus damage in the wield. Alright. Everybody came out of that with really low stress. High crit parties, actually.
All my life,
what is this
I
now?
feel an insistent gnawing in the back of my mind.
Huh.
It was a yearning, a thirst for discovery that could be neither numbed nor sated.
An excommunicated madman has responded to the growing infestation in kind, fueled by his conviction he is merciless, and plies his trade with extreme prejudice. So now there's a guy who will hunt us if we are basically vampires. That's pretty cool. That's a cool idea. Dude's all stacked with purity seals and stuff. That's neat. Okay, Vaughn and Fairfax have controlled their curse. Cavalier drank a vial. Okay, so you come back and you add your blood to the stock before they make the check to see if somebody dies. So if somebody's going to die, you can... Right, that makes sense, because otherwise, if somebody was wasting, you would be like really strongly incentivized to bring them with you so that they could try to drink during the mission, which I guess that, I don't know, honestly, that wouldn't be a problem. Either way is fine. The Cove has advanced to Mastery 2, which means the boss will not spawn. How much blood did we end up with there? Oh, it doesn't. I can't see it here either. Yeah. Unequip everybody, sort by rarity. So we're starting to get together some decent trinkets. We also have a lot of garbage that we can sell when the time comes, should we ever run out of money. We're doing really well, though, lately. Is that guy supposed to be in town?
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
This is not what I thought. Okay, I guess he comes to town, and then when he sees vampires leave town, he trails them. That makes sense. I guess that's a reasonable way to do that. So we don't need to de-stress anybody. Everybody's doing fine. This is going really well so far. I know we lost somebody already, but oops, that's not what I wanted. What I wanted was this. Okay. Nothing new. I like abominations a lot, but there's a risk to having multiple abominations due to the difficulties that they impose on your party. Alright, let's just figure out what the next episode's going to be. So, as far as boss loot goes, I don't think that's very good. What is this? Plus 25% damage versus Eldritch for minus 20% max HP. As I mentioned, I know, in a previous episode, when we do get to the Darkest Dungeon, there's a lot of Eldritch enemies in the Darkest Dungeon. And I think all of the bosses of the Darkest Dungeons, except for maybe the last one, are Eldritch as well. So something like this is actually pretty valuable. It's a big max HP penalty. Oh, and the Gunslinger's Buckle. This is a great one. So obviously this specializes your highwayman in using his gun rather than his knife, but like that is a lot of damage and accuracy. Let's do this. So let's figure out a party. What is our level 2 party like right now? We didn't actually get our occultist up. So if the level 2 party wants to take a healer, it's got to be Fairfax. And then we go like you, the Rabid Hellion, and like, that's true. It would be best if I left him out. This is Skeleton Land, so bring the other Dogman and like Dudley or Dismas. Actually, probably we switch these two. My thinking there is that Dismas is basically the same guy in slot 3 as he is in slot 2, but Cry Havoc is only usable from slot 3. I guess the trade-off here is that we won't be able to do Blackjack. And honestly, given the choice, I like Blackjack over Stress Relief. The problem with this Stress Relief is it's not super reliable. It has a chance to work on everybody, and so you'll almost always get 2 or 3 people with it, but that may not get it on the person who needs it. And also, Blackjack's really good. Stunning people is great. Let's go unlock Blackjack on him at the very least. We can decide exactly what we want to do next time, but we should... I mean, we will for sure be unlocking Blackjack on him eventually, so we may as well just get it over with. What other adjustments do we need? I really like this set of skills. I don't know if I've talked about it very much. Bleed Out does 115% of base damage and applies a strong bleed. This is a great ability that then leaves her a little bit debuffed. I think we'll probably stick with the combination of targeting versatility and the Scream, because these are all fantastic abilities. The Hellion is mostly really, really strong abilities, and then also Adrenaline Rush, which is like kind of weirdly bad. As far as self-buffs go, it's fine, but like it's very rarely correct to self-buff yourself and then hit at 120% strength over just hitting twice for 100% each. I guess the accuracy can help offset rabies a little bit. You are pretty ready to fight from here. Tracking Shot's a little bit better than most self-buffs in that it does do damage on the initial hit. So you can use it to, like, if you get into one of those situations, as we often do, where there's one enemy who has, like, 2 health left, you can Tracking Shot to kill them and then be more effective against future enemies. Another thing we could do is we could put Dismas in the front rank, mostly, and have him start every battle with a point-blank shot. Which does 150% of base damage and then moves him back a space, which is kind of a cool idea. It's really powerful with the Gunslinger's Buckle, obviously. But it means that on his first turn, he can't use Pistol Shot, so his ability to target enemies in the back is very limited, and I find that I very often want to target enemies in the back on the first couple of rounds. You know, we've seen that a number of times. Additionally, Pistol Shot does bonus damage versus marked enemies. It's not a huge amount, but maybe it's worth taking the Houndmaster's mark if it will benefit both him and another person. Yeah, maybe we swap Hound's Harry for that, because Hound's Harry is Hound's Harry is not great under any circumstances, but it's particularly bad in the Ruins, where so many enemies are skeletons and cannot bleed. So let's grab that too. So let's say probably like this. Can he guard dog? He can guard dog from anywhere, okay. Maybe like this. And just leave out the Blackjack, really be damage focused. But I really like Blackjack. Like, this party's a little bit... This party doesn't really trade off a lot of damage, but gains a stun. Because everything we're going to have Dismas do, he can do from there anyway. I guess, should we... We should probably swap him to Wicked Slice over Open Vein, right? Because Open Vein does 85% base damage, while Wicked Slice does 115%. And it has bonus crit chance. But the trade-off, obviously, is the blood thing, but, like, again, skeletons. Duelist's Advance is probably not super relevant. And he does put him in Riposte stance, which might be helpful. Actually, I can't. I don't know. Probably not. So maybe we do want to just give him Tracking Shot. Let's like try to find uses for it and see if it's actually good. We don't really want him moving forward a lot. He's going to screw everything up. Yeah. Alright. I'm happy with this. We should probably equip some trinkets. So, you get these two. So, +4 dodge, net 0 speed, and plus 25% stun skill chance, bringing the base on Blackjack to 145, meaning he will almost always be able to stun an enemy that has 1 level of stun resistance from having been recently stunned. So that's cool. On you, we could give you the Warrior's Cap. Dismas is going to be fighting with his gun a lot, so I'm It's probably better for the melee thing to go on the Hellion. Oh, hey, I was gonna... You guys were supposed to be in that order. Right? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so... Hold on, more trinkets. There's also just a speed stone. The bleed skill chance is not completely useless because you will still run into human enemies. So... I suppose for now we'll bring that. It'll mostly be the skeletons, but every once in a while we'll see a human. I guess we'll go Speed Stone and Book of Intuition. Net 0 speed, and reduce the chance of us getting surprised. This party is a little bit position dependent, not super position dependent, but it would be nice if we didn't get surprised. And then on you... I don't know, a lot of these trinkets that have small effects I'm wary of, because a point of speed is actually pretty meaningful. And I really, really don't like giving extra virtue chance, which is a thing that usually will not even get tested, versus lowering your max HP, which is always not great. Seems pretty obvious, so you want to avoid that. She does have a stun. Oh, she has a stun and she has 0 natural dodge, so actually, there's no penalty to wearing a stun stone. And since there's no penalty to wearing a thing that reduces your dodge, what other dodge-reducing thing could we put on her? What else might be cool? I guess debuff resist? It's better than leaving the slot empty. Except I guess that now we have full debuff, or now we have full trinket slots, so if we pick up too much loot and some of it is trinkets, we won't be able to offload stuff easily. Yeah, I actually would rather have the empty slot for carrying stuff, I think. Alright, so we're pretty good. Our load is pretty light this week, and we're doing well on money. So let's just have a quick look. Ooh, a sun ring. The sun ring is one of my favorite items. I mean, 15,000 is a lot of money, but things are going well for us. Remember, we have quite a bit more than it looks like we have because of all this. I mean, we can... I like to hold on to some things just in case we get into a weird position where all of a sudden something becomes relevant. We could use it, but there's no way we need 4 disease charms, right? Well, we'll hold on to them. But just remember, this number is lower than it actually... appears lower than it actually is, because we could sell a lot of trinkets and make some scratch real quick. I'm going to buy this sun ring. I love that sun ring. So let's reconfigure a little bit. Somebody needs this sun ring. Preferably a damage dealer. So we probably want to put it on you or you. She has poor accuracy. This will help offset the accuracy penalty from the rabies. And honestly, this was not going to be tremendously valuable. It does mean that I just put plus 10% stress on the most stressed person in the party going into the dungeon. We will just have to be careful with that. During camp time, she can reject the gods. Not everybody will love that, but that's fine. And we've got a variety of abilities to prevent nighttime ambush this time. We have some pretty powerful self-buffs. We don't have any encourage. We do have... Actually, this is not the guy who has therapy dog either. We maybe should spend a little bit of money picking up stress relief abilities. Gallows humor can be pretty powerful, although there's a chance that it makes the situation worse. Chant is 1 target. Alright, we're a little bit lower on money than I would like, but I'm going to go ahead and buy us Gallows Humor as well. Oh, the game automatically equips new skills for you now. That's nice. It used to be that if you didn't go and click on that yourself, it wouldn't be equipped. You would just have an empty slot and also an unequipped thing, and I definitely got embarrassed by that more than once. Alright, I think we're ready to go. So, that's going to be it for today. Come back next time for our first boss fight. And I'm going to go ahead and say it, our first piece of extremely good rare loot. I will see you then.